Hello and welcome to Gaming Cypher. I am Stephen Reyes and today we will be discussing the Walking Dead Onslaught game for PSVR. Now with this game you get thrown right into the action with meeting some of the iconic characters from the Walking Dead franchise and get handed some pretty heavy duty weapons which will be necessary because the zombie attacks are relentless. Now, the mechanics of the game are a little unique that you have to use both motion controllers. Sometimes to hold a gun you need two hands, other times it's to hold the zombie as you stab it. But we'll get into the more gritty details of how the mechanics work of the game. But let's take a look at the actual setup of the game itself. So in order to proceed throughout the game, you have to go on scavenger missions to collect supplies, weapons, and also other survivors. That the only way to proceed to other levels is to get more survivors to scavenge for you and to unlock further missions. They do have an armory where you can upgrade your weapons and make sure you have something to defend yourself, because if you go out on missions without weapons, it's going to be a very short game. And overall, it is kind of short, that in matter of speaking, it is very repetitive, that you're often just collecting and killing zombies, which you want to make sure you have the right weapon, because some pistols are not as strong that you hit the zombie in the head and it takes a few shots. Other ones are more heavy duty, which are effective. So remember to have the correct weapon, or at least bash them in the face with the pistol if you get in a pinch. You can be creative to get through different scenarios, that if you have a hammer you can break locks or just shoot the locks off. Personally, for dealing with zombies, I have found it more useful to use the melee weapons, that you're able to just stab them in one hit. If you land it right, takes them out, versus the multiple gunshots that the guns take. That especially when you're facing zombies that have armor or helmets, it's easier to get the right angle by shoving the knife under the helmet into their face rather than trying to shoot the thing off. Now, holding the zombies is useful because it stabilizes them so that you can actually stab them. With this game, the graphics are kind of remind me of like an old school Half-Life, so nothing too immersive, just kind of a little janky, but it does put you in the world of The Walking Dead where you have to scavenge and get supplies in order to survive. Some of the stronger weapons are more powerful but require two hands to use, which if you're not lined up correctly with the VR headset for the lights is a little hard to get the correct shot. So that is a PSVR headset issue, not necessarily the game. I was kind of hoping that this game would be a little bit more graphic, and when I say that, I'm not talking about like extra blood and guts, just more of feeling intimidated by the zombies. These feel like just little obstacles you knock out of the way. That when you get overwhelmed, it's just like you're getting stuck by zombies, not like being pinned down like you do in a Resident Evil game where you're afraid and getting torn apart. You just kind of, the screen goes red and you die. So it's an okay game that if you're a Walking Dead fan, I'd say wait for it to be on sale, then you can purchase it and immerse yourself more in the world. But for me, it was just fine. That overall I'd give it a 6 out of 10 and say if you want some more Walking Dead knowledge, go ahead and play the game. I have been Stephen Reyes with Gaming Cypher.